lot of people think I hate Sig, and that's simply not true. I think Sig is one of the most innovative companies out there. They do some really cool stuff thinking outside of the box, where there's other companies like Glock that, like I've said before, are a one-trick pony. They just keep remaking the same gun over and over and over again, and they don't truly innovate anything. And people say, well, how can you innovate? Everything's been done. No, it hasn't. The P365 is an innovative design, and this is the new P365 XL. Now, I've had nothing but problems with 2 of my 4 P365s that I've purchased over the last course of a year or so. The third one, only put 50 rounds through it before I traded it in for my most recent one, which we just did a video on. So the 365 XL is a slightly bigger handgun. It's optics cut, has a longer grip, holds a flush 12-round magazine, has a slightly longer barrel and slightly longer slide, and has a really good feel to it. It flares out slightly at the bottom, has an X5 looking like trigger, and from what my friends have told me that own these already, this is its first range session, they've told me that it has no striker drag. There's no striker drag on the primer, which is a big thing to me, because if you believe it or not, get on the internet, you will find multiple reports of strikers breaking, because yes, other guns do drag their strikers ever so slightly. With the P365, it's smearing that primer all the way to the edge of the primer cup and into the brass, and that's not good for any striker. So when I found that out, and people were sending me pictures, and viewers were sending me pictures of their XLs showing me there was no striker drag, I'm really excited. But what's funny about that is, of the problems I've had with my past P365s, I've never broken the striker. I've broken other things. But I'm excited about that because hopefully this one works and I don't break anything. And I want to just do a quick video here, guys, just a first range session. We're going to put a few magazines through the gun and just see if it's going to work, which I fully expect it to. My original P365s, all 4 of them, would cycle anything except for the second one that started to malfunction after 400 rounds. But the original one I had before it broke a spring, it ate everything. Flat nose, frangible, hollow points, whatever you stuck in the darn thing, it would cycle and feed, which is one of the reasons I fell in love with it so quickly. So let's go ahead. That didn't feel like it picked up a round. It didn't. There we go. Hit that magazine firmly. Chamber around, and let's see how this thing shoots literally the first round out of this gun ever fired right now. Nice. A little low there. That shoots even better than the original. The recoil impulse is muted. That's probably due to the heavier weight of the slide. And it seemed to be functioning just fine. All I have to do now is identify a piece of brass and take a look at that primer. But this one seems to be shooting to point of aim, and that X5 style trigger, that flat face trigger, really does feel good on the gun. Seems to be shooting dead center to point of aim. Really, really good. Did you guys see where any of that brass went?
Oh yeah, right here.
Got one? Okay. So here we got 3 pieces of brass. Let's see what we got. That looks good to me.
So if you look at this one, it's not as bad. You can see it's tilted in the pocket, like it's unlocking, not as early as the smaller model, but it's, if you just look at it real close, you probably can't see on the camera, you see it's tilted and it has the start of the drag. There's a line coming out of the pocket.
There's a little bit of a drag there.
Not bad, not catastrophic.
No, this one looks like the pictures I was sent. Guys, this is infinitely better than my other 365s. And that's on par with what you would see out of other small compact pistols. So it looks like to me that Sig has got this under control. And I will say, this gun shoots better for me with that larger grip. It's still nice and small, but the sights seem to be on. Let's walk off the distance here really quick. I want to pick up my magazine. It seems to be shooting the center of mass. Let's walk it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, about 18 or 19 yards. And it was shooting to center of mass, where my last P365, it was shooting low. And on my last P365, the crown was all boogered up, and this thing looks perfect. I don't see any tooling marks on it. Looks to be well made. Let's load up a couple more mags and keep shooting this thing and put a couple hundred rounds through it, and we'll do a more in-depth video later. Today we're using some Federal 124 grain Syntech ammunition. I'd like to thank our friends over at Federal for sending this ammunition to us free of charge. It does not come with the paycheck. I can't pay my mortgage with ammunition, but it certainly helps us here at the channel, because ammunition would be our highest reoccurring cost, and a lot of ammunition we still have to buy. So I'd like to thank the guys again over at Federal. The Syntech you can spot because it has that bright red bullet. We also have some 130 grain stuff, and this is just basic range ammunition. All right, so this gun shoots like a much bigger handgun. Even though they've increased the grip length and changed the contour a bit and even lengthened that slide, it is still a tiny little gun and very concealable, but it shoots like a bigger gun. It feels like a bigger gun. The recoil management and everything, it's not as abrupt. It's definitely has a slower slide velocity, and maybe that's why we're seeing none of that striker drag, or very muted striker drag, as compared to the original 365. We still have those slide serrations up front there. We have nice bright green front sight, and this is the removable plate. Now, I will complain about one thing. Sig, like Glock, has to do things their own way. They want you to put screws in through the bottom to hold optics in place. They don't send any mounting plates or screws or anything. So mounting a red dot sight on here would require you to contact Sig and get the right screws for whatever arm or whatever red dot sight you opt to put onto the gun. They don't include that in the package, and that's just bad. For the price of this gun, they should give you what you need to mount at least 3 of the 4 most popular red dot sights out there. Glock, they give you mounting plates, but they don't give you the screws. So Glock almost gets you there. Sig doesn't help you at all, but you can get the screws from Sig in their customer support, which I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to figure out which red dot sight I want to put on here. Yep, I was scared of it. I really like this darn thing. I like it better than the P365. Take all the problems I've had out of the equation for a moment. This, in my opinion, is a definite improvement in ergonomics, shootability, and options over the original P365. Man, I hope this thing continues to work. I really like this thing. All right, guys, we put a couple hundred rounds of the 124 grain Federal Syntech ammunition through these 365 XL. And once again, I have fallen in love with the P365. This is a definite improvement in ergonomics and shootability over the original. Now, what's yet to be seen is how reliable, how durable will the handgun be. We'll do a more exhaustive test here in the future. We need to get more magazines. It only ships with 2. I bought this gun off Gunbroker, and I just received it literally this morning. And so I wanted to really quickly run out to the range and do some shooting with it to see how it performed. This time, I didn't even put oil on it. We just literally took it out of the box and shot it. We've had no problems with it. It's shooting to point of aim. And like I said earlier in the video, it shoots like a much bigger gun. You know, some of you guys have said I'm like a battered spouse. I just keep coming back to something. I'm trying to tell you, I love the idea of the 365. I really do. And this XL, man, this just seems awesome. I'm looking forward to getting a small red dot sight on there. I'll talk about that in the future, whichever one I choose to go with. And we'll come out and we'll put 500 rounds through the gun in an afternoon with different types of ammunition in our next video. Guys, if you would like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, we are 100% viewer supported. SIG doesn't pay us, obviously, and Federal doesn't pay us, and I don't know, pick a company. Nobody pays us. We're supported by you, our viewers, and that's how we maintain our unbiased opinions, as unbiased as humanly possible. Of course, humans have certain biases, but we can only do it because of you guys. So there is a link down below to Patreon. Click that link and consider supporting us here at the Military Arms channel so we can continue our mission of being a consumer advocate, not an industry advocate. Also, please swing by and check out coppercustom.com. And last but not least, we are Twitch gamers. If you're a Patreon supporter, shoot us a note. Let us know what your PSN network handle is. We'll add you as a friend, and you can join us in a live stream over on Twitch. All right, guys, I think I got one last magazine here of 12 rounds, flush fitting. And we'll sign off with these last 12 rounds. Guys, thanks for 11 years of support. We'll talk to you guys soon. Wow. Please keep working. I want to love you so much.